What's up, you guys? Charlie here from MAPerformance, map.charlie on Instagram and on TikTok if you're interested in following me there. And if you are watching today's video, then I can only assume that you are interested in finding out exactly how much it costs to build one of the newer STIs. Now, despite what you hear on the internet about how unreliable these cars can be when they're modified, they can be fun and fast and even relatively reliable. But it all comes down to cost. So, how badly do you really want to run those sub-10s in your STI? Well, today we're going to find out exactly what it takes. Now, I'll say this, I've never done the math myself, but we did just do a mild build on our shop car in preparation for us to determine what the best modified driver's car is of the decade. So if you want to check that out, check out the build or stay tuned for some of that track content. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any videos from us. But with all that said, the first thing that we're going to do today is go ahead and buy an STI. So let's go ahead and go shopping. All right, you guys, so in the last few videos, if you've been keeping up to speed with these cost of modifying videos, then you already know that we are finding the most success in shopping for cars right now and getting the best price on them through Facebook Marketplace. Now, typically, a lot of the times we shop at dealerships or things of that nature, but when you're looking for the best deal, sometimes you gotta go private party. So with that being said, we've got the search already pulled up here for STIs in our local area. I've actually gone ahead and pulled up a few of them because it is incredibly hard to filter this on Facebook Marketplace and just look at STIs. Get a lot of WRXs in the mix because you can't really filter it that far down. First one that we wanted to pull up here to talk about is this 2015 WRX STI. It is the white version of the car, which is, in my opinion, honestly, one of the best looking paints for this option or for this platform that there is. We're obviously a little bit biased. All the cars we have here are white cars. I think there's actually some statistics behind that. We haven't even busted out the alcohol yet. This one's 33.5, located in Bismarck, North Dakota, 43,000 miles on it. This car has quite a bit done to it. It's actually pretty extensively modified. Looking at the build list, you guys can see it, I have it pulled up here, but the list is endless. I mean, this is obviously a really great looking car. It's meticulously cared for. Honestly, for 33.5, getting into an STI that already had a built block, not a bad gig. Let's move on to the next one. This one listed at a dealership for 36 with 15,000 miles on it. This one also relatively modified as well. Bunch of just like basic bolt-on stuff though. The interior looks immaculate. So again, if you're looking for this version of the car, a low mileage, relatively stock STI, this one's 35.9 from a dealership. Looking at the next one, another private party that we pulled up from Fort Wayne. This one's a little bit cheaper, still quite a build on this one. This is at 28.75. This one has 65,000 miles on it. It has actually a brand new engine put into it with about 12,000 miles on it right now. So again, 65,000 on the chassis. Here we go. All right, so engine modifications, ID 1050 injectors, Tomei turbo inlet, IAG billet, TGV delete, turbo smart bypass valve. Hey, MAPerformance, catless downpipe, NVIDIA N1 full dual exhaust, Cobb tuning fuel pressure regulator. Sweet to see some MAPerformance parts out there on the aftermarket. Aftermarket? It's like aftermarket inception. It is a pretty good build, and 28.7 is not a bad deal, especially considering it's got 65,000 miles on the chassis and only 12 on a new motor. That's a good deal in my opinion. This one's gonna be a good example of like a relatively, I think, like fair priced, relatively stock STI. This is what you're gonna get. Next one I pulled up here, a little bit better deal. Again, some basic modifications done to it. Nothing super crazy, but it does have a rebuilt title. So this one's a 2015 STI with a rebuilt title, 55,000 miles, but they want 23 grand for the car. 2015 WRX STI, 22 grand. Cobb bolt-ons, access port, Cobb flex fuel kit, AM fuel pump, AM cold air, Tomei turbo back exhaust, Tomei equal length headers, and Crawford air oil separator. Dyno tuned at Sandbeck Racing Development. Shout out to the boys at SRD. This one's listed at $22,000 and it has 81,000 miles on the clock with some pretty good parts on it, and it's been tuned by some really reputable people. So I'd feel super confident in getting in this car. This is gonna be the base model that I'm gonna go off of. But with that being said, we just spent 20 grand. And if you're familiar with this series, that means one thing. It means time for this nasty bottle of Absolute vodka to come out, and I'm gonna be asked to take shots for every 10,000 bucks that we spend on the car. So, the first one, always a full one, never shortchanged. Let's just cash that in. Oh. And one more because it was 20 grand. We're going hard today, boys. Ugh. All right, let's buy some car parts. All right, so the first one on the list is the mild build, and this is obviously gonna be the most budget-friendly option there is. Again, this is gonna be the build list for somebody who's, potentially really worried about, maybe some of those things that we all hear about Subarus being known for, right? Ringland failure, head gaskets, all those sorts of problems that people talk about on the internet all day long. So if you're super concerned about that sort of stuff, then you know what? Maybe you're looking for more of a mild build kind of guy. In this build list, we're gonna be spending a little bit of cash, but not too much yet. We haven't got into anything too crazy. So at this level, what are you gonna need? Of course, for every Subaru, the first thing you should buy is a Cobb access port. $675 gets you in the door for a Cobb access port. Now, next thing we're gonna go with, for simplification of exactly how much it's gonna cost, we're gonna go ahead with one of our package upgrade kits. So we're gonna go with the MAPerformance Stage 2 Power Package. Now with that, you're gonna get the intake with the heat shield. You're gonna get the catted or Jezi Cat downpipe. Amazing quality on the Jezi Cat downpipe. Next, you're gonna get the Stage 2 tune file thrown in at no additional cost. So that's our MAPerformance off-the-shelf tune designed to work with our parts through the Cobb access port. So again, it's gonna come with that Stage 2 tune file, proven to add about 55 to 60 horsepower over stock. So you're gonna feel a huge difference. The car feels great with this package on it. Actually literally been driving one around in this exact configuration for quite a while. Next, you're gonna wanna go ahead and add a catback exhaust. Again, great option would be the MAPerformance catback. Now, some things that you are gonna wanna do for sure is gonna be like a cylinder 4 cooling mod, like the IAG air oil separator. You're gonna be wanting to look at some lowering springs. We did Swift springs. It's always the best spring option, either that or some iBox. Sway bars, $300. Adjustable end links, Whiteline makes great options. We priced those out for $150. And then from here, like a decent wheel and tire package that you might want to consider, maybe some RPF ones or something very similar. Again, nothing that's going to break the bank for that matter, but it will make the car look cool, stand out, and obviously the upgraded tires are going to increase that performance quite a bit, and you're going to feel that difference on the road or the track if you choose to take your car out for a track day, autocross, something like that. I talked about this in some of the other ones. If you're planning to take your car into a shop, those prices are going to vary, but per hour, what we're finding performance shops are charging is anywhere from about 120 to 150 bucks an hour. If you can do the work yourself and save some money, definitely worthwhile. With that being said, at this power level, you should be expecting to make anywhere from 300 to about 325 horsepower, and that's typically measured to the wheels. So again, at this level, you're making some pretty good power, noticeably different over stock. And again, still at this level, pretty reliable. Again, as long as you're doing some of that basic maintenance stuff at this point that you wouldn't necessarily have to do in excess, you're probably looking at about an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10 for reliability. Now, before we get any further into the video, I want to go ahead and let you know that MAPerformance has all the products that you're going to need come Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Again, if you are looking for a deal, look no further, because you're going to be able to go ahead and buy the parts you're looking for at a discount now, even if they're not listed at a discount, because come Black Friday, Cyber Monday, if they go on sale, we'll give you a discount. We'll give you your money back that you would have spent if the product gets discounted on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so you can shop with confidence at MAPerformance.com. So we're gonna move into the medium build, and I think I might have a couple of shots coming after this one, so don't go anywhere. All right, you guys, now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the medium build. This is where we're gonna look at some big power things that are gonna happen, but the reliability might get a little bit dicey. So this is where Subarus get their name from. It's when you venture out of the basic bolt-on stuff and you get into this medium build without doing all of the crazy over-the-top maintenance stuff like a crazy built block. This medium build is probably the diciest it'll be in terms of reliability. But let's get into it. I digress. Power modifications. First thing you're going to want to do is look at a stock location turbo upgrade. Great option would be the FP Green Turbo, about 2,000 bucks. Next, you're gonna be looking at a front mount intercooler, or at minimum an upgraded top mount intercooler of some sort. From there, you're looking at an external wastegate as well, because you're gonna need to upgrade that wastegate itself. Oil cooler kit, not a bad option. Again, at this point, you're gonna be adding a little bit of extra oil to help keep those temps down, and the additional cooling of this oil cooler would help drop it even further. So big plus there, especially keeping that heat down. That's gonna be the best thing you can do to help keep that head gasket from doing the Subaru head gasket stuff, you know. Fueling, next. We're gonna be looking at the Cobb fuel system, the Flex Fuel package. This comes with fuel rails, fuel lines, 1050cc injectors, flex fuel sensors, an AEM fuel pump, and partridge in a pear tree dog. You need the fuel to get the power. Next, again, talking about cooling stuff, keeping temps down, that is the name of the game at this level. Looking at an aluminum radiator for this package, or for this platform. Silicone hose upgrade kit, run you anywhere from $80 to $100, give or take. Braking, at this level, we're not doing like a big brake kit or anything like that. At this point, you're gonna wanna go do more than like just upgraded pads. So we're gonna do pads, rotors, stainless steel brake lines, front brake pads, and everything else that you would want to do to just upgrade that overall package without, again, going as crazy as a big brake kit, because those are going to run you a pretty penny. With that being said, at this level, you're obviously going to need a tune, an off-the-shelf tune. I don't believe exists for this package, and even if it did, I'd probably recommend going to get a professional tune done at this level, or even some of those remote e-tuning options would be better than just trying to slap an off-the-shelf tune on this and letting her buck. Those lowering springs, you're gonna wanna go ahead and get a little bit more of a stable ride, maybe a little bit more adjustability, things of that nature. We're gonna go ahead and spec some Fortunato coilovers. It's actually the coilovers that we put on our shop car and our shop WRX. Again, for that big comparison we're doing, stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. Next, you're gonna be looking at a clutch kit and a lightweight flywheel, just as a pro tip, because I guess a lot of people forget that. You need to do a break-in period with the new clutches. So at this level, like I said, might be doing a little shot action here, because we were $2 grand over on buying the car. We were, a couple grand over, about $1,000 over on the last one. So at this level, again, we're gonna be pouring up to. Again, let's go ahead and just clarify here while I pour this shot that, again, this is assuming that you did all the work yourself. If you had a shop do all this work, you're gonna be into it for a significantly more amount of money, because in my experience, shops don't go ahead and install turbo kits and fueling upgrade kits for free. I've had to go get that done on a few of my cars, or at least one of my cars. I didn't do it myself, and it was quite a bit of money. Anyways, at this level, you're gonna be making anywhere from $380 to $400. Before we get into the next part, we're gonna do the first one. It's the smell that really fucks with you. On a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of reliability, this one's gonna be a 6. It's a big yikes, because again, you gotta make sure you get a really good tuner. You gotta make sure you have the parts and everything installed really proper, because the tune and the cooling is the name of the game. So shout out to all the 6s out there. 6s unite. Oh. All right, you guys, now we're into the hot build. This is the big build, the big boost application. These are the guys who are going out there running crazy quarter miles. If you're trying to get a sub 10-second Subaru STI, this is some of the stuff that you're gonna be looking to do to your car, because it's the only way that you're gonna get there. There's quite a bit that needs to be done in order for it to go from the level you were at before to the level you're going to now. So with this being said, the first thing you're gonna wanna do, take out that motor, and you're gonna wanna put in a built short block. Assuming that the supplied core is in good shape, you can save yourself some money. If not, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. We obviously have a built engine program here at MAPerformance, and if you're interested in having a motor built for you to drop into the car, we offer that as a service. Go ahead and hit up some of our sales guys at 1-888-MAPerformance. Hit up our sales staff, they'll make sure that we spec out your motor exactly the way it needs to be for your needs. We've also got some options for just like kitted options or off-the-shelf motors that are usually available. That's gonna include rods, bearings, piston, a forged crank, which is optional. Again, give us a call. Looking at a rotated big turbo kit, run you anywhere from 4 to 5 grand. Next, you're gonna be looking at some bigger injectors. Depending again on your power needs, the injectors you would be shopping for are gonna change. Next, cooling, looking at maybe like a oil pan with baffles. There's obviously tons of options out there, but not a bad idea, especially if you're planning to run some big power, just making sure that you don't like starve your engine of oil. That baffle kit's gonna be a huge thing when it comes to that. Keep the sloshing around to a minimum. Again, from there, big brake kit is definitely gonna be needed. AP Racing makes an insane 2 two-piece rotor with like competition brakes. That one runs $4,500. So AP Racing, big brake kit. That's gonna help you stop, especially if you're going obviously out on the tracks, doing some crazy like drag racing stuff. You're gonna make sure that you wanna stop really fast. If you guys are interested in checking out a crazy fast STI, check out the link up here. This is the Gaparoo that we were able to do a feature on down at Texas 2K. Again, Texas 2K, 1200 wheel horsepower STI. Next, you're gonna obviously need to tune if you're doing this in a second round of revisions to your car. So with that, you're looking at another $500 to $1,000. Again, things that are optional at this level that are obviously recommended, but they are optional. Upgrading to like a really like higher end coilover option if you wanted to upgrade your Fortunatos to the 510s or something like a KW coilover or an Öhlins Rodin track or something along those lines. It's just a little bit nicer than more of the entry level coilover options. At this point, on a scale of 1 to 10 with the built block and things of that nature, this one's gonna be on a 7 to an 8 for reliability. So pretty reliable, is again, assuming you're not taking it all the way up to 100. Obviously, again, then at this level, there's all sorts of things that could take place. It should be assumed that this is not necessarily a car that you're gonna daily drive. It's not necessarily a car you're gonna go and just drive around like on a regular basis or just cruise to work. You obviously could, but this is a race car. Proceed at your own discretion. All right, well, so we spent about 20 grand on the car. It's probably a little bit less, but in honor of being a good sport, I'll just rip 2 more. You know, what's one more? What's another one? Oh my God, dude, my stomach does not like this. So we're gonna do the last one. We should do a toast. This one here is a toast to all the Subarus with ringlands or blown head gaskets. We respect you, appreciate you for trying. Better luck next year. Oh. Guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. I'm gonna need to go get my stomach pumped in a little bit. Cars are obviously expensive, but if you go ahead and you do the right things and do the necessary steps, they can be fun, they can be fast, and they can be reliable, but all of those things come at a cost. So today, hopefully we were able to break it down for you in a way that helped you digest exactly how much you'd be into the car if you wanted to go from mild to wild, from a picante sauce to a screaming heater. That's where we're gonna end today's video. If you're interested in more videos just like this, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, make sure you share it with your friends, help us out because I did a shot for you. And anyways, I'm gonna end it there and I'm gonna go puke in the bathroom now. So see you guys later.